What's good, YouTube? Zaid here, and I got a replay of me playing Sword Soul. I'm 830 ranking in this. My opponent, Mr. Gecko, is 715, and he's playing the Striker deck. Da 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 da. Let's see. Oh, in this chat, I was just reading the chat. I thought it was kind of funny. We were talking about the rock paper scissors meta, but he opens Engage, Shark Cannon, Ash, Nib, Veiler, and I open Imperm, Hara, Summit, Desires, Ecclesia. His hand seems like the perfect going second hand. It sucks that he's a going first variant of this deck, because I feel like players flip-flop between him, and if he would have been going second this hand, I feel like I probably would have got my shit stomped. I don't remember if I win or lose, but no matter what, his hand looks nice. So he's going to engage for Ray, summon Ray, Shizuku effect, and I imperm it. Just feels like a fair imperm. I just stop him from searching and card. This basically negated an engage. Then he's got Shizuku. He sets Shark Cannon. Shizuku's going to search Widow Anchor. Typically, it searches the engage for the follow-up, but he already had engage, so this is probably the next best thing to add. There's like a case where because he knows he's got 3 interruptions already, and one of them is Nib, that he could have added a Widow Anchor. Not Widow Anchor, the one that summons a token. I probably would have wanted the one that summons a token because these 3 interruptions should probably be enough to stop most any deck. And if you need the Nib, you're going to have to tribute your guy, which is not going to proc Ray because it would have left because of your card effect, not the opponent. So I think I would have added the Hornet Drones. That's what it's called. I think I would have added the Hornet Drones so that I had follow-up. Especially since he's also got the Shark Cannon. I didn't even account that. He's 4 interruptions already. I probably would have grabbed follow-up just in case this went away. But I draw into the Emergence. So I've got like a pretty lit hand. I don't even know what sequencing like I would start with. Probably Desires. Oh, I decided to opt for Ecclesia first, I guess, in this replay. I think looking at it, if I were playing this right now, I probably would have led with Desires. I feel like it's usually safe to, especially since I have the Summit in hand. But maybe not. I don't. The reason being, actually, thinking about it more, is Desires, if it draws into Mo Yi or Tai Ye, then I want to get the other one off of Ecclesia. So I definitely should have led with Desires. No matter what, it would have gotten Ash, but I still think, like, hypothetically, that's the correct sequencing. Also, like, I have no idea why I did Emergence right here, too. And I had Long Yun. If I was going to do that, I probably should have just done that first. Oh, no, 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 no. I see. So I specialed the Ecclesia. I have to special Ecclesia first because he only has 1 monster. But if I'm not going to draw a monster off Desires to normal summon, I can afford to normal this, which is another reason I probably should have Desires first. Plus, it would have forced the Ash, and then I would have only had like 3 other interruptions to play through. Only, like, that's not a lot, but I'm going to go into Baron de Fleur. And then he takes 12. I'm going to activate the Ecclesia. That gets ashed. And I'm going to Baron negate the Ash? Oh, jeez. I typically don't do stuff like that. I typically don't play into the Nib, and here he has the Nib, and I played into it a little. But he had the Veiler no matter what, so I was going to get hit with this Nib regardless. Here I decide to Desires. And am I going to draw my second card? I get Ashina Imperm, which currently I would much rather have just gotten this Ashed and gotten the Virtuous to resolve. So I think I should probably lead with Desires from now on. Also, my banishes weren't really bad at all, to be honest. I played double Ashina, or triple Ashina, so losing 1 doesn't hurt. You never care about any hand traps you banish, and Mo Yi and Long Yun and Tai Ye, all of them, you don't care unless like it puts you to 0. For basically any card in the deck, because there's so much like recyclability. The only card that I only play 1 of that got banished was the Sword Soul Blackout, and in this matchup, it's kind of good because they set cards, but a lot of their interruptions stay in hand, so it's not the biggest deal losing Blackout. Especially since I had no intentions of trying to search it here anyways. But now, like, my Summit isn't live. It could summon back an Adhara or a Long Yun, which does almost nothing. Whereas if I would have baited the Ash properly with Desires, then the Ecclesia would have resolved. And then even if he would have Veilered the Mo Yi, there's still like a chance I bring something back. I don't know. I feel like I probably should have Desires first. I'm going to set Imperm in the column with this and just pass to him. He ended up not needing the nib after all. And he draws Avarice, which he can make very live very easily. He's going to make a Hayate. He's going to hit me directly. Oh, no. First, he's going to take Baron. Oh, geez. Oh, no. Wait. It doesn't take. Why do you do this? Huh. I don't... I want to see something. Did I... I think I didn't Baron negate. I'm not sure. I think I did Baron negate. Because it did say I used Baron, but now I'm trying to think, like, did I try to pop the back row? But there's no way he would have protected Shark Cannon with a Veiler. So I definitely negated. Yet in the main phase, he's using Widow to negate my effect, which doesn't really make sense to me. Maybe he doesn't realize that this is only a once when it's on the field. If that's the case, Mr. Gecko, and you're watching, I can't use this card again to pop. So this didn't really do... Or not to pop, to negate. So this didn't really do anything. And... yeah, so guys that are watching, just remember that Baron de Fleur, his negate is only once while this card's on the field. And so I can't do it every turn, and you don't want to Widow Anchor it if I've already used it. But he's going to hit me with the Kagar, or Hayate. He's going to Foolish the Afterburner. Then Kagari effect on Engage. I'm going to Imperm here, which is also going to negate this card for the turn. And he's just going to chain it. Wait, dude, he's a goof. So, he didn't chain it, I guess. He activated it on resolution. That's goofy. But whatever. That was really weird. Dude could have literally just said chain and taken. It would still resolve, but instead he activates it and goes, wait, that was the Imperm column and doesn't resolve it. But we take those. So he then goes Kaina, target my guy so it can't attack next turn. And then he's going to Avarice, put back a bunch of links, it looks like. And probably the hand trap. Yeah, Ash. And then draw 2. Draws Called By and Ray. Normal's Ray. Dude, this is so weird to me. I feel like he definitely did not play this right. Because he used 3 different effects trying to deal with this Baron that wasn't doing anything. Like, he Kaina'd it, he Zeked it, and he used a Widow on it. This didn't really seem like the correct sequencing to me, but it don't matter. He makes Shizuku, sets Called By, has Nib in hand. End phase search multi-roll, I'm guessing? Yeah. I still think I'm grabbing Hornet Drones here. Just because, like, again, you have 2 pretty strong interruptions. I'm only on 2 cards going to 3. And so if you do need a Nib, you want to have the follow-up. I draw Mo Yi, which is kind of cracked. I don't know here which one of these plays I did, but the probably the better play is Ashina, but I'm not sure. So like if I go special Ashina, make link 1, Ashina effect for Vishuda, make the other link 1, Vishuda try to bounce the set maybe to clear the way for the Mo Yi, but that is definitely playing hard into the what's it called, Nibiru. I also could go special Ashina, make Monk, Ashina effect for Adhara, summon Longyun, which would be 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be 4 summons. So I can make Yazi, but chances are there I would get hit with the Nib. I don't know if there's a good line to play through Nib here. I'm just going to kind of see what I did. I feel like I just summoned... Oh, I would have guessed that I summoned Mo Yi, to be honest. But I go into Monk. Ashina effect. Da-da-da-da. Oh, wait, yeah. Wait, oh, I don't have another Adhara. But if I would have had an Adhara, that would have been a cool play, actually. Because right here, Adhara can add back Ashina to reveal for the Mo Yi. Here I caught myself. If you've watched some of my other replays on this deck, I've definitely made mistakes where I will try to go into Shaman and then activate the effect of a Tenyi. But here, like, I was about to do it and I caught myself and I'm learning. Luckily, dude didn't shark me. He definitely could have been like, yo, you tried to link, but he didn't. And so I linked the Vishuda into a monk, which that's definitely not the zone it goes in. And then I can activate the Vishuda. And he's going to chain it, banish it Hara. Pretty good hit on his part. I could have played around that technically by using this earlier, but it doesn't hinder me too much here, I don't think. Mo Yi reveal spell. Special token. And it looks like he might nib me right here. Yeah, and this nib is going to definitely hurt. Ooh, my guy's going to have 35, 45, 52, 18 it looks like. Oh, I said 52-0 like a dummy in here. I forgot that Mo Yi has defense, I guess, and Mr. Gecko corrected it for me. Pass to him. And see, like right here. Oh, yeah, this comes back off Zeke, too. And this is another thing. Like, he definitely shouldn't have Zeked this because now it's on the field again. It's one swell face up on the field. It left the field in his back. So now Baron is a negate again, which he's going to be forced to trade the nib with it because, like, it's a negate. But I guess that's fine that he can. And another thing, like, look here where I was saying this definitely should have been the Hornet drones. If it was Hornet drones, he would crash nib, activate Hornet drones, and I would just be done. Maybe not literally done, but he would probably snowball really, really hard from there. He'd just have his striker link back. He'd be adding an engage, getting a search, getting a draw, getting a multi-roll trigger. Whatever he searched, if it was a spell he could activate, he'd get a second multi-roll trigger. So he'd be setting Shark Cannon Widow on his turn, or on his end phase for my turn. And it definitely would have snowballed out of hand. Yeah, I definitely would have lost if this was Hornet Drones. Like right here, the duel would just end. Lucky for me, it's not, and he just sets an imperm. And so here I get to go summon special out Mo Yi. Mo Yi effect. This should probably get impermed. And then I just switch the token to attack and kill him. He says he misplayed hardcore. And he says he should have sent Rose off Hayate. I don't know what that would really do since often I didn't really have guys in the extra monster zone. Maybe it would have procced off the monks getting nibbed. If that's the case, then that would have been cool. That would have prevented him from needing to have searched the Hornet. I think I would have just searched Hornet, but I also, if this interaction works how he's saying it is, that was like, I didn't realize that was a thing, and that would have been really good too. I need to read Rose, actually. I hope he draws it. He's got Ray, so hopefully Rhoda searches Rose. But he opened Nib, Mystic Mine, Upstart, Ray, Rhoda, and I opened Long Yun, Evenly, Vishuda, Taiye, Long Yun. And he made me go first. And so I Long Yun, pitch Vishuda. And this is definitely a correct way to start this line. So I'm going to go into the Baron. So this time I played around the Nib. And he doesn't have a Veiler to force the Nib through. And so I'm going to go Taiye. Taiye, banish Long Yun. And this play gets you 3 synchros. Also, you see the Evenly. I definitely thought I was going second because he opted to go first game 1. Yet he's making me go first game 2. And then I link, or sync Taiye and token into Xichao. Taiye 2, dump Mo Yi, I'm assuming. Search Emergence. I don't know why I did that. I feel like I should have just went for the spell trap negate here, but who knows why I did that. Maybe I'm going for a Protos play? I guess so. And if I'm going for a Protos play, I guess it makes sense to send the Mo Yi because I'm just going to banish anyways, but maybe I should have sent one of the Tenyis? I'm not sure. What am I calling off Protos though? Oh, so this is a cheat. I was talking about this in another replay of mine too. These are all from the same day where I stayed up for like 13, 14 hours straight playing Dueling Book. I missed these words on this card. Declare one monster attribute on the field. When I read this, I thought it was just declare monster attribute, destroy all monsters on the field with that attribute. And going over like 6 replays where I've accidentally done this has solidified in my mind I cannot do it. So I'm thankful that I did it and it was on Dueling Book and there was like 0 consequence. Like I didn't do this out of locals and like get store credit I shouldn't have or anything. It didn't hurt anybody in the process. But I definitely have been cheating my fucking ass off with this card on accident. And I'm glad to have learned not to. And knowing that that's how it works, if this were, if I would have known that in this play, like in hindsight knowing it, I would have just made the Rock XY, or Synchro, the Adamantipator one. That's a spell trap negate. And there's probably no way he would have really played through it. At least I'm assuming. So bro's gonna Rhoda and add Rose, and now I can read Rose. If an opponent's monster in the extra monster zone is destroyed by battle or leaves the field because of your card effect. And Nib tributes on resolution, right? Yeah, so I think this is a card effect. So it definitely would have procced off of Monk, and that's really, really cool. So if his Hayate last game would have sent a Rose to grave, when he nibbed me when I had a monster in the extra monster zone, he would have brought Rose back, and then he would have still had the multi-roll imperm, and he would have been in an even better position than if he would have got Hornet Drones. Jeez, that's a mouthful of words, but that's really cool and really good and important to know for the future in case I play Striker or play against it. He then upstarts into Avarice, summons Ray, specials Rose because he summoned Ray. And keep in mind, because of my illegal play, he is locked out of Kagari. He activates a Mystic Mine here, forcing my negate. And then goes into Hayate. I don't negate this, and I think it's correct not to. I know he's not going to go into Kagari, so I'm going to probably Ji-Chao the, what's it called? The Shizuku. And I don't think there's anything he could really send here that scares me. Kinda target the Chizao, which I allow go through. I feel like he's trying to bait it. Why? Dude, he did it again, guys. Really, don't do this ever. If a Baron negate has been used, do not Zeke it. Do not. This says once per, or that's the destroy. Once while this card is face up on the field, when a card or effect is activated, negate the activation, and if you destroy it, once while face up on the field, it used it. Now you made it leave field and come back. It is now again once face up on the field. So all he did here was give me another Baron negate on his turn. So like I feel like he doesn't know how Baron works. But guys, please, if you play Striker, I'm begging you, don't do this. Do not do this. You're giving me negates. Like, he very easily could have just got rid of Chizao, and then he would be able to Shizuku search. But instead, he got rid of something that is better for me, and then I'm going to get to stop his Shizuku still. And, ooh, geez, I don't like that play at all. The Avarice here had to put back his Ray. You drew 2. But you put back Ray, which I view as losing 1 to 2 cards. So essentially, dude broke even playing the Avarice and drew a Dasher. So I feel like that Avarice like took away more than it gave. Then he's end phase going to try to search. We're going to stop that because he didn't stop us from stopping that. Then I draw for turn. I draw Ecclesio, which is kind of cracked. He's got Shark Cannon, which isn't going to do anything. I Protos called Dark, which I don't know why. He doesn't have Ray engrave. I think I didn't even process the fact that he shuffled his Ray back, but it's whatever. I was going to say I should have called Light, but if I call Light, I can't use these, and I want to play around Nib, but this is probably still just game. So summon 1 goes into Mo Yi. Mo Yi is my second summon. The token will be my third, and my Synchro will be my fourth. So if I push past that, I can be nibbed. Mo Yi's going to draw. I'm going to switch the Protos to attack. We're going to hit. He'll take 500. So he's got 5 engrave. Yeah, and then we'll hit for 28 and 3,000. Ooh, so this is interesting here. There's a line where I can use the Heavenly Circle, Tribute Search, and try to kill him with Long Yun damage here. But it plays into the nib. So if I wouldn't have done this, if I wouldn't have activated Protos, I could here in the main 2 call Light. It will destroy Chizao. And I can chain... Well, it wouldn't destroy Chizao because I could call it and then chain Heavenly Dragon Circle. Tribute the Chizao to search a card. So now I can't be nibbed or veilered. And then I can attempt the Long Yun effect to Synchro Summon to finish the game off. That would have been a neat play, which here would have definitely resolved and killed him. So that's something cool to note too. But here I get my Baron back and I have 3 negates against his 5 cards. Does this special it back? Oh, it's not here anymore. I think Zeke just returns, but if it specials it back, that would have been 5. Summons Ray. I called Dark so he can't special Ray back this turn if something happens, but specials Rose. Oh, his life actually wasn't as low as it should have been. Yeah, I guess it's good I didn't overextend trying to do that play because realistically his life should have been 28 higher. I also forgot about the Kaina targeting the Cheese out. But he just like does this and admits defeat. And I don't know why he would even attempt to play if he was just going to admit defeat, but I definitely was winning that duel. But main takeaways from this are if you play Striker or any deck that has something that functions similarly to the Kaina, don't banish the Baron. I feel like that's really bad. Unless like I'm just misunderstanding how that works. I'm like 100% sure it re-gives me my negate. So don't do that if you play a deck like this, like Striker, or a deck that plays a different card like Kaina. It is Kaina, right? Or Zeke. Zeke is the one I'm talking about. My bad. But yeah, don't banish my Baron and bring it back. If you're playing BA, don't Farfa it. But the other takeaway, again, I've stressed this in a couple of the replays I've recorded. Protoss is a no-go if you don't control something or they don't control something of that attribute. And that's about it, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you've been enjoying like more of my replays because for like a week I just did replays that I watched, which were helpful for me at least. They helped me see what people are playing and learn a little bit more about decks I'm not playing. But I hope you enjoy this more like deep dive of a whole day's worth of me grinding on Dueling Book and like the little bits that I'm learning in hindsight going back and watching what I've done. And I hope that it benefits you half as much as it helps me because it's been helping me a lot. So again, guys, thank you for watching. If you appreciate the content, let me know. If you enjoy it, let me know. If it helps you, let me know. And if you hate it, I guess just shut the fuck up. But peace.